I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. Just to balance up the empirical formula, turn to your neighbor, say you look handsome. Can you hear me from there? These are the moments that you ought not to be angry. May I recognize the presence of His Royal, the Highness, the Senior Chief CHIWALA of the LAMBA people. His Royal Highness is very instrumental to the development of this country, and particularly in the Copperbelt. Anyone that melts or dilutes the efforts the Royal Highness is making, I have no regard to such a person. This man means well to the Zambian people. Let's give him a clap offering. May I remind you, therefore, that His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Dr. Edgar Chagwa, with his government, formed up a very prominent Ministry of Chiefs and Traditional Affairs. To me, it signifies, it portrays, it tells you that we attach a lot of importance and significance to every single traditional leader across the country. These are the ones that are the owners of the land and the people. Anyone that comes here to invest, we need to approach him. And I want to implore you to work with His Royal Highness, Senior Chief CHIWALA. May I recognize the presence of His Worship, the Mayor of the City of Ndola, Councillor AMON CHISENGA, the District Commissioner for Ndola, Commissioner Colonel George Sulo, the Chancellor himself, Chreso University, Pastor Dr. HELMUT, REUTTER, very difficult name. I know that man very well. He may not know me. I am a deep Pentecostal theologian. His church is one of the most stable churches in this country. I know where his church is. I listen to his sermons nearly every single Sunday. He's always on the radio when I'm in Osaka. This man means well to the Zambian people. These are the churches we're looking for. And the role of the church in this country is to pray for the entire government, starting from the president, cabinet, PSs, directors, mayors, DCs, all senior government officials, and the rest of us. May I remind you that leadership does not come from the west, or from the north, or from any sort of direction, but leadership cometh from above, the maker of the heavens and the earth. The Bible reminds us, I'm going to prepare mansions for you in heaven. Those that are in me shall be with me in the paradise. There must be no commotion as we live. And therefore, the church has a huge role to play just to reconstruct, to remold, to reclaim, to rebuild, and pour some wisdom on all of us. Because the Bible says wisdom is a principal thing. Get wisdom. And wisdom is the rightful application of knowledge. May I recognize the presence of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Christopher SIMOONGA, Badala Mulikabotu, Twarumba. The Assistant Managing Director or Dean of Ndola Campus, Mr. John NKANDU, senior management from different institutions that have come on this or to this very important function. To me, it signifies again that you want to see unity and collaboration. Again, when you read the Bible reminds us that where there is unity, God commands a blessing. You can be the richest university. If in the absence of unity, you can't do anything. There must be order, there must be unity, there must be sanity, there must be excellence, there must be consultativeness. Therefore, may I implore all universities on the Copperbelt to work together as a team. Where you see deficiencies, let's whisper to each other. Very important. There is no one who has got the haven of wisdom or peace. We need to learn from each other. Learning will never stop until we kick a bucket or we go to the grave. Very important. May I recognize the presence of all the lecturers and senior members of staff present here. The officer in charge, Ndola Central Police, Mr. Kauseni, the business community, our parents, and of course the students, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I simply say all protocol observed. Please, it's not protocols. Wherever you go, it's protocol. Turn to your neighbor, say protocol. Otherwise, they will laugh at you. I normally don't read speeches, but I'll be forced because there are very critical issues in this speech. I'll be forced to read. I love just talking. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before I get deeper into this speech, just like our DC mentioned, firstly, there is no single government across the globe that can develop in the absence of education. Teachers, preschool teachers, lecturers, deans, professors, these are the foundation layers for all of us. I speak better English here because I was first taught by what? By a teacher. And therefore, a teacher is very critical and very significant. Anyone that melts the efforts that are being made by any sort of a teacher, at whatever level, I have no regard to such a one. Can we respect our teachers? And all these you are seeing here. At some point, as parents, we surrender our minute, tiny children at a tender age, 3 years, 2 years, 4 years. Nursery school, preschool. They spend the entire day, up to 16 hours, assisting us as parents. And therefore, these people you are seeing here are very critical and very significant to the development of this country. It is therefore my singular honor and privilege to be here today at the inaugural ceremony of Ndola campus, Chreso University. I would like to thank the management of Chreso University for opening up a school on the Copperbelt. May I remind you, I'll be pausing. Copperbelt is number 2 to Lusaka in terms of population. In terms of contribution to the GDP of this country, Copperbelt is always number 1, from the ancient days up to this single minute. Just Kitwe alone at the moment, in terms of population, Kitwe is almost higher than Northwestern Province. Kitwe as a district, the population of Ndola alone is higher than Mchinga Province. The population of Kitwe is higher than Mchinga Province. Geographically speaking, Copperbelt may not be too big, but this is where there's huge, serious business. We are the biggest contributor to the domestic GDP, gross domestic product of this country. We have done a series of projects across the province. We may have 1 or 2 challenges, but I can tell you, this province has benefited so much. Right now, we are putting up a marvel the most splendid international airport called COPPERBELT International Airport at the value of $397 million, and that's not a mean amount. To me, we want to change the landscape of COPPERBELT. We are doing a huge dam in Kaflafuta that will be supplying water in Mpongwe, Masaiti, Luansha, including Ndola itself, at almost $450 million at 78% in terms of completion. Again, it tells you that the PF government means well for the Zambian people. We'll be doing the township road, sir, and I'm pretty certain I'll make a command myself, using my ink to melt, to make sure that this road is done. This is the area where there's serious farming. COPPERBELT province receives excellent rainfall pattern every single year because we get it from Congo Air. It's COPPERBELT, northern, Muchinga, northwestern, Luapula, a bit of eastern. When the president made a pronouncement in Luapula that Luapula alone can feed the entire country, to me, I'm saying COPPERBELT can also feed the entire country. But we need to excite our farmers. We need to grow a lot to make sure that we do serious farming. But that requires excellent road network, which we are doing, and we'll make it certain that this road is done. We want to excite everybody. This institution is very critical for COPPERBELT. Load shedding, I'm trying to get on the challenges first. Yes, we are compounded with load shedding as a country. The water levels now are rising up. We have reduced in terms of hours. I hear you. On critical hours where our students are learning, that's the time where ZESCO can be a bit flexible so that our students are learning. I hear you. And I will talk to the regional manager and, of course, the divisional manager to make sure that they can look at it and remodify to make sure that we suit our students around here. But what is important, as I remind you, students, if you are here, your attitude is very critical for this institution. I don't want to see a section or a family or a pedigree of students that want to destroy this university. This is your facility. Take care of it at all costs, every single day. I have always mentioned it is your attitude that will take you to higher altitude. In other words, it is your good behavior that will make you get elevated in life. You can be the best scientist, the best preacher, the best biologist, but if you have no better behavior, you can't go anywhere. It is your attitude. I want you, this thing, to sink in the chambers of your brains. It is your attitude that will take you to higher altitude. Very critical. From here, we may have a president 20, 30 years from now. From this auditorium, life is very funny. From here, we have PSCs, doctors, professors in this room. The determinant factor, therefore, is for you to display yourself with the most brilliant attitude across the board. That's why I was telling you, reading a speech is something else, but I'll be forced to do it. As a nation, at large, we have always endeavored to pursue careers and choices, educational needs of today. Your presence here reflects the commitment that you have in having strengthened school governance that promotes equal opportunities for everyone. Investing in education is perhaps the most important investment any government can make. I'm going to sample this speech. I want to repeat, if you check around the country, we are building a series of schools all over the country. It's very expensive for government, but we'll make sure that we plant a series of universities coupled with private universities. This government cannot develop alone without the positive input of the private sector. You are very critical. Very important, very significant, paramount to the development of education in this country. We have a lot of universities under health, or a series of schools around here which do a lot of fields. You go to Chinsari right now, we have got Robert Kapasa Makasa University, which is functioning under CBU. We have CBU itself, Mulungushi University, Chreso University, Copperstone University. The other one is what? Silver what? Northrise University. All over. Unilas. You go everywhere. You go to Chala, you see a university. Frederick Chilwa University in Wapula. We are building all over. To me, the president is telling us that we need to attach serious premium on issues of education across the country. We can't develop as a country in the absence of serious education. And this government means well. The government of the Republic of Zambia, led by His Excellency Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu, the President of the Republic of Zambia, is committed to providing a conducive environment for both the public and, of course, the private sector in terms of investment. The beauty with this country, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Royal Highness that is here, the beauty with this country is that there is peace across it. Anyone that comes from USA, from Canada, from Ghana, from China, from South Africa, Malawi, Botswana, Zimbabwe, name it Tanzania, if you invest in this country, you are guaranteed that your investment will prosper, will flourish, and it will reach the apex of it. That's the beauty of this country. May I remind you, please, let's continue talking to our friends across the globe that please come and invest in this country. We mean well, and we mean business. This country will never be the same again. This mic of yours is falling, it's almost tilting to the east, where I come from. It has gone down. Have you seen it? Turn to your neighbor, let it not fall on the PS. So every single university in this country has a role to play. And may I remind the management of all the universities across the province, let us have rich lessons with fabric, with a lot of fiber in it. Schools or fields that can benefit the Zambian people. And I was expecting that maybe there's theology around here. Do we have theology at this school? In future. We are developing a profile now for this country where nearly every single school there must be a subject to do with issues of morals at a tender age. The values and principles of this country should be taught in schools. Agriculture should be a subject that should be compulsory now. Because the President of the Republic of Zambia is saying with his cabinet, let agriculture be the mainstay of this country. And the beauty with it is that when you do serious agriculture, you eat yourself, you can even sell some. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our universities have a big role to play in our quest as Zambians to develop and to deal successfully with the challenges being faced by many people. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, challenges will always be there. What is important to me is the manner, the vision that you use to handle such. In fact, challenges make you wake up. If the graph is always like this, you can't wake up. There must be challenges, but we should have the capacity to deal with such. The Higher Education Act number 4 of 2013 is a demonstration of the PF government commitment in ensuring that a conducive environment is created for higher education across the country. I have sampled your speech, and I'm concluding now. Mr. Chancellor, sir, and your ABOT, that's what is written here, University Administration, I would like to sincerely congratulate you for your hard work, which is culminated into the successful registration of the new campus, and indeed, jury accreditation of the learning programs being offered by the higher education institution and authority with the Higher Education Act number 4 of 2013. Again, may I say congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now declare Chreso University, Ndola campus, officially opened. Thank you for your attention. I'm not sitting down. I'm not sitting down. I love to lecture people. We have so much confusion in most of the universities. We want you to drop such confusions. There is no prudence in rioting. When you see at this institution that the management has failed to give you a bit of beef, if it's a boarding institution, there is a better way of how to handle such things. I don't want to see any single riot on the COPPERBELT. This country is known to be a peaceful country from the ancient days up to now, and therefore I don't want to see any pedigree of any student demonstrating. You want to break millers? It's very expensive to put up an institution of this magnitude. Let us respect the management of this school, and let the management reciprocate and also talk to the students peacefully and nicely. You need to have a very strong human resource to explain to the students, to say, this is the capacity of the school at the moment. You are still growing as a university. You haven't reached that level. Understand this university, very important, and begin going to church. I wish you all the best. We want this university to flourish. There is nothing that is difficult across the globe. When you read the Bible in Luke 1:37, the Bible says, nothing is impossible with God. Other versions say, nothing shall be impossible with God. Other versions say, nothing will be. There must be boldness as you are learning. Again, the Bible tells me, God has not given you the spirit of timidity or fear, but of sound mind, power and authority. Turn to your neighbor and say, you have authority. I thank you.